Hey there guys, TinyMech here. I am showing you guys the deck profile I used to earn this regional qualifier 2013 playmat. I used this deck yesterday on Saturday the 29th at the San Jose, California regional. 600 players showed up and entered in the regional. We actually had to turn away some people because we didn't have enough room for everyone. Either way though, we have the deck profile I was using. So let's jump right into it. The deck I was using was Chaos Heretics, and so I'm gonna get this out here. Alright, let me get it out and let me get it sorted. Alright, so the deck is as follows. This is Chaos Heretics, you guys. I'm gonna go through it in different segments. To start off, we have the Heretic lineups. We have 3 Sue, 3 Tefnuits, 1 Luster Dragon number 2, and 1 Watt-Tail Dragon. This makes up the Heretic lineup for the main deck. Obviously 2 different ones because you never know if someone's going to side Chain Disappearance. That's the main reason. 3 Tefnuits because he's like a Cyber Dragon. You know, he's just amazing in that sense. He's all around good. 3 Sue because this level 6 guy is absolutely breathtaking. His ability lets you win games so much because you go special summon Tefnuit, special summon Sue, and then you just start going off from there because you combo, you can tribute other Sues or Tefnuits from your hand to destroy spells or traps. So basically, right here, in these 6 months, in this 3 monsters, if I have one of these out, I can potentially have 4 MSTs in my hand because I contributed 1. If this is on the field and this is my hand, I potentially have 4 MSTs if I do the combo correctly. So that's the Heretic lineup. Next we have the Chaos lineup. 1 Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, kind of standard. 3 Light Pulsar Dragons. Pulsar is amazing, especially with Red Eyes. Pulsar lets you banish guys from the graveyard, which is good, especially with some of the other techs that I have in this deck. Pulsar lets you banish guys from the graveyard. He lets you discard monsters from your hand. You can discard your Red Eyes to special summon the Pulsar that's in your grave. Just all around good effects come from Pulsar. You have to run 3 Pulsars. He's necessary in the deck. Next, 2 Dark Flare Dragons. I actually decided on running Dark Flare Dragon Thursday, and the main reason for him is if I have a dead vanilla in my hand, I can discard it for Dark Flare's effect to send Pulsar to the graveyard, and then have a DD Crow optional. And the great thing about Dark Flare as well is that it actually makes it so that I don't have to side deck Crows, because Dark Flare does that. Along with that, he's also an extra dark for Pulsar to bring back. Obviously, 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon for your Heretic Attune combos, as well as for the Pulsar Red Eyes loop thing. So he goes right here with the Heretics, I guess. Then you have the Chaos Monsters. Next you have the obvious Tour Guide and Sangan. Pretty standard. You can go into Levier or Acid Golem. Those are the main ones you go into. 2 Lilas. 2 Lilas were put in here on Thursday. The main reason they're in here, in all honesty, is to go summon Lila. They bottomless or solemn warning it, you say okay, and then you summon a Tefnuit, and then you go into Sue. That way they don't get bottomless or warninged. Aside from that, if it actually goes off and you get to use her effect to destroy or to mill, that's even better. But for the most part, Lila is just there to bait out bottomlesses. Every now and then I actually use her effect. I think I used her effect a whopping 4 times the entire tournament. Most of the time she just got bottomless, and then I went into my Heretic combos. Then you have 2 Rykos. Ryko, I don't even think I need to explain Ryko. Ryko destroys cards that are in your way, like Thunder Kings or Fossil Dinos, and it also lets you thin out your deck, getting your Pulsars into the graveyard. Next we have our hand traps. 2 Trags. This is the MVP of hand traps, or not so much of hand traps. Between him and Gores, I prefer Trag because Trag is more versatile. So 2 Tragodias and 1 Gores, for obvious reasons. Next, 2 Veilers and 2 Maxis. I only ran 2 because while hand traps are great, you actually don't want them to clog your hand anymore. Plus, I could only afford 2 Maxis, and that's why I only ran 2. I didn't run 3 like some people were doing because of windups. I didn't even sight a 3rd one. But, so 2 Maxi and 2 Veilers. Next, I'm going to get into some of the different techs that I ran. The first one is a 1 Divine Dragon Apocryph. For those of you who don't know, he is a 1000 over 15 defense 4-star Dark Dragon. What he does is you can discard 1 card, then target 1 dragon monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. So what you can do potentially is summon him, discard anything, preferably a Wattail or Luster Dragon, and add a dead Red Eyes to your hand. Then you banish Apocryph for Red Eyes. That's actually the primary play you do with him, is you banish him for Red Eyes. Aside from Apocryph, we also ran 2 super nimble Mega Hamsters. Hamster serves as a good sized wall. I know of a lot of people that would actually summon a Shark or a Tour Guide and just attack into my face down, and then they take recoil damage, I get its effect, and that lets me grab my Rykos really quickly. Along with that, if it survives, I'm left with a 4-star monster so that I can go into Xyz later on in the game. Next, we had 2 Dimensional Alchemists. These are the last 2 monsters in the deck. You rarely actually use his effect to banish the top card. For the most part, he's there as a summon. If I need to get over something, I'll banish. Aside from that, I'm just going to poke you, and then when you kill him, I get to bring back one of the cards that I banished for a Chaos monster, or that you bottom list. But Alchemist is absolutely amazing. He put in a lot of work this weekend. Next for the spells, we have 2 Convocations, 2 MSTs. 2 is the magic number, you can only run 2, and then the 1-ofs, Avarice, Darkhole, Reborn, and Storm. That makes up the main deck, you guys. I really like this main deck. It is absolutely, the way it flows is amazing. So now that I've covered the main deck, I'm going to go over the extra deck, and then I'm going to go over the side deck. So we got my Gores token, 3 Heretic Dragon King of Atom, a Tomb Atom, whatever you want to call him, Atom. He's obviously your main rank 6 Xyz. He's just absolutely amazing because of all the combos he sets off. Sorry for the glare, you guys. Also, 3 Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger. For your used up Atoms or other rank 6s, he's just great. Along with that, you can reborn him. Let's see. 1 Inzektor Exabeetle, for obvious reasons. He's a rank 6, he gets rid of Zenmaines, Maestroke, BLSs. Along with that, if you equip a Pulsar or a Sangan and send it to the graveyard for his effect, you get Pulsar or Sangan's effects, respectively. 1 Photon Strike Bouncer to negate Fossil Dynas or anything else that might activate during either player's turn that you don't want to go off. Along with that, it also deals that 1000 damage, which is really nice. And finally, the MVP of rank 6s, Swordbreaker. Swordbreaker, Swordbreaker, Swordbreaker. This guy won me so many games this weekend. Holy crap, you guys. Basically, he's like a Catastor, but you choose a monster type instead, and the next turn, you get to add on another monster type. So I was playing against Samurais, and I called Warriors. And then the next turn I called Machines, so that they couldn't go into Catastor on me. And Swordbreaker is absolutely amazing. Along with that, he has 2700 attack. Next, I ran 1 Tiras, Keeper of Genesis. Tiras, I only summoned it once all weekend, but it did win me the game. against Samurais, which are a really popular deck right now, you can drop a Tragodia, discard a Dark Flare Dragon, and then have Tragodia copy level 5 and go into Tiras, especially if they attack with Grandmaster. If they attack with Xian or Naturia Beast, you usually want to keep those monsters, especially because of how good they are. But for the most part, just go into Tiras with whatever level 5s you steal. Next, I ran one Maestroke, because I run a lot of level 4s, surprisingly for a Heretic deck. One Queen Dragon Djinn, to bring back a Heretic. You use her effect, you bring back a Heretic, and you tribute it for Sue. That's usually what you do with Queen Dragon. And next for the level 3s, I ran one Acid Golem and one Leviair, and that makes up the level 3s. I did not run Zenmains, I did not run Giga Brilliant, I did not run the Chronomaly dude, I did not run Leviathan Dragon. These were the only two I needed. Leviair for obvious reasons, Acid Golem for obvious reasons. The rest of them are all situational. Zenmain, like when I was testing, Zenmains was actually a bad play. Going into Zenmains is a bad play, because typically you're going to tour guide out your Sangan, and you need your Sangan searches. You need to get that Maxi into your hand, especially this format. And finally, the last card in the deck was a Black Rose Dragon, in case you go Tefnuit, Normal Summon Veiler, Black Rose. It actually can happen. I never did it, but I know it'll happen to me sometime in the future. So that makes up the extra deck, you guys. Next, for the side deck, two Thunder King Ryos. I sided these in almost every single game, I believe. I can't remember exactly. Almost every single game I sided at Thunder Kings, because it does so much against almost every deck. Two Kinetic Soldiers for the Heroes and 6 Samurai decks. This card's absolutely amazing. It works better than most people would think against Heroes and Samurais. Two Kawaki Meru Dragos. These were for Dark Worlds, or any other, or even Chaos Dragon. If I went up against Chaos Dragons or Dark Worlds, I was going to side these in, but I didn't go up against any, thankfully, so I didn't have to side them at all. Same with the one Victoria. Next we had two System Downs for the any machine deck Machina Girga gadgets. I sided in System Downs. Two Prohibitions went in against every single deck, because every single deck has a single key card that you need to win, and so you use Prohibition to stop that one key card, no matter what it is. Two Royal Decrees, because you don't run any traps aside from that, and they're going to side in Light Mirrors or something else to stop you, so Decrees are always amazing, especially since this has actually become a back row format again, what with gadgets being popular, and windups need back row to survive in between turns. And finally, two Shadow Mirrors for Inzectors and for Dark World, mainly. I didn't have to side these in at all. Most games I sided in these 6 cards, and then usually the Thunder Kings would change based off what the matchup was, or the Decrees would change, but the Prohibitions went in every single game no matter what, because this is an amazing card. That's what I have for the deck profile, you guys. As for an analysis of the regional, I'm going to do that in a separate video. I actually have, when I was in my matches, I wrote down my notes, or my life points, so I have all of my notes, and I wrote down certain things like Maxi is amazing, how I won certain rounds, stuff like that. So I'll be going over that in another video, you guys. That's all I have for now. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting me. That's all I have for you guys for now. So until next time, be sure to comment, thumbs up this video, and subscribe, guys, and leave any comments you have below. Until next time, peace out.